Good evening. I'd like to talk to you about something that I've been interested in for many, many years. I'd first like to set the scene. The scene is 1985. That was the year when Dennis Taylor played Steve Davis. I don't know if you remember that. Do you remember Dennis Taylor was the hero that year? However, I want to talk to you about what I believe to be the hero of snooker. Now, about 6 or 7 years ago, my colleague Dave asked me to play a game of snooker. We then chose a pub, went to that pub, and we played snooker for approximately 4 years. After 4 years, we'd actually become quite good. So at that point, we decided that, hey, well, it's time we bought ourselves some equipment. I decided to go to a Sheffield snooker shop. The shop had many cues. It had many balls, had many cases, had chalk, had tables. It also had triangles. At this point, the owner of the business said to me, "You can't buy one of those." Excuse me? Why can't I buy one of those? Well, they don't make them anymore. So what do they use? Well, they use something else. Well, what's that? I thought a triangle was a triangle. Well, it is. Let me show you. This is a triangle. Everybody knows this to be the triangle that they use in snooker. However, what many of you may not know is that it isn't the triangle they use in snooker. That's the question I asked the owner of the business. Well, if they don't use that, I've been using that for 4 years, playing with my friend. Okay, what do they use? He pointed to the top shelf in the shop and said, they use one of those. Oh, okay, let's have a look at it. So he brought it down for me. I had a look at it. The outside shape was rectangular. The inner shape was triangular. Okay, it is different. So how do you use it? Well, you put it on the table, and you push it up to this pink spot, and then you can put the balls in. And it's okay. So I don't really get it. Let me show you. What they actually use in snooker is this. This is a snooker triangle. Now, if you cast your mind back to 1985, this is what they were using. So since 1985, people have been playing snooker using the wrong triangle. Okay, so what's so different about this triangle? There's a triangle in the middle, got an outside shape here. Okay, I'm okay with that. Turn it around, and you can see there are wheels on the back. Why are the wheels on the back? Well, you place a triangle on the table, and it can roll smoothly up and down the table. Why is it square or rectangular? Well, you place this edge on the top cushion, which then makes it parallel to the top cushion. There's a pointer just here. You place that on the black spot. Once you've done both of those things, you can then roll the triangle up to the pink spot with the balls in there, remove the triangle, and then you have your red balls perfectly placed on the snooker table. Now, if you think that's all there is to snooker, then you're wrong. Snooker is a very precise, requires consistency and accuracy. It also requires those 3 things before you start the game. This is why that particular triangle was used. There is a problem, however. I couldn't buy the triangle. Why? Because they don't sell it anymore. 1985 was the year that this triangle was invented. But The actual manufacturer of that lost the mold, and therefore the limited number that was available were in very selected hands. The only way I could get one is if somebody died and bequeathed it to me in their will. Now, at this moment in time, I was a little frustrated and said, well, I do like that triangle, and I'd like to own one. So I went home. I said, okay, I'm IT literate. I can do certain things. However, I have never designed a product. I am not a designer. I enjoy design, and I enjoy snooker. So what I decided to do was put the two together. Went home, got on my laptop, and started to design. My basic design was very triangular. So I realized that this wasn't going to go very well. So I had to start rethinking, how am I going to design this? And having an analytical mind, I decided, okay, it's got rollers, it's a triangle, it needs to be modern, it needs to have something that will make it noticed. So, bearing that in mind, I started to redesign my triangle. I said, okay, it needs this, and it needs that, and it needs the other. Okay, fine, got that down. Right. At that point, I said, okay, I'm going to have it made in Sheffield. I would love to have my triangle made in Sheffield. So I went around Sheffield searching for various people to help me in the process of having it manufactured. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. I couldn't get it done here. So I had to go abroad to get the triangle made. There are legal issues. And me being me, I decided to take the legal side on myself. I went to various solicitors all around Sheffield, and their prices, as you know, with solicitors, were very high. So I said, okay, me being me, I'll do it myself. So I found out what solicitors actually did it myself, and I saved myself £900. The next thing I did was send the file that I'd created in my bedroom via the internet to China. 2 weeks later, I went to pick up my triangle. I went to the post office, there's the box. Took it home, placed it on the table, and opened it up. I expected angels and trumpets and things like that. But no, it was just a triangle. The next thing I thought, well, I wonder if the balls actually fit. So fortunately, I got some snooker balls, placed them in, bingo. My triangle actually worked as a triangle. Now, the next thing is, I got my first prototype. I took it to my friends immediately to show them what I'd done. And they all said, great job, because they'd been there with me. They'd seen the whole process. Eventually, I said, okay, how far can I take this? So I thought, okay, let's push the boat out a little bit. So I knew that the World Championship was here in Sheffield. I knew that there were referees. So I thought, I'll contact a referee. Let's see if I can get them to use my triangle. I called Jan. He's a tall referee at the World Snooker Championship. I don't know if you've seen him from the Netherlands. And he said, great, Paul, come on down. I will use your triangle in the World Championships this year, which is what he did. Now, I have my triangle in the box here. It's a little bit shy because it's not so used to big crowds. So I'm going to get him out for you here. Okay? Shh. Okay. This is what I designed. This is what I ended up with. This is my snooker triangle. This very snooker triangle was actually used at the World Championships this year. Now, it has a pointer, it has wheels. And it's square. It's got a triangle in the middle. So, I'll just push him off there. So, from 1985 to the current triangle, 2015 triangle. It's not really about me. This journey that I went on is more about what you can do. I started off not knowing anything about design. I knew nothing about getting a product produced. I know nothing about promoting a product or anything like that. But I had the will. I had the ambition to go forwards. I had the drive to get this thing done. I had to learn the software. I had to research. I had to manipulate situations in order to get everything to where I needed to be. I ended up with a sketch that became reality. And then that reality went to the World Championships. Now, you too can start from scratch. If you have an ambition, you have an aim, you have a target, you can reach that target. I did. So, because of the snooker triangle, I managed to do that. Therefore, I would say that the snooker triangle for me is the unsung hero of snooker. Thank you.